If you died tonight, your family would inherit your house, your bank account, maybe your car. But your XRP? Probably not. Not automatically. Not legally. Not technically. How much XRP would just disappear? Who would even know where to look? And what if the answer is no one? Let's dive in. Here is something that almost no XRP holder over 50 has ever sat down and thought about. Your XRP is not a bank account. It is not a brokerage account. It is not a house with a deed sitting in a county office. It is a private key, or a login on an exchange, or a hardware wallet in a drawer somewhere. And the moment you are gone, that ecosystem doesn't pause and wait for your family to figure it out. Chainalysis has estimated that around 20% of all Bitcoin that has ever been mined is permanently lost. 20%. And a meaningful share of that, researchers believe, is not from hacks, not from scams. It's from people who died without telling anyone how to access their coins. There is no official study on XRP yet, but the mechanics are identical. Same private keys, same exchanges, same KYC walls, same probate courts. So today, I want to walk you through the 4 structural obstacles that stand between your XRP and your family. Not to scare you, to prepare you, because every single one of these obstacles can be solved if you act while you still can. Let's start with the most common case. You hold your XRP on an exchange. Coinbase, Kraken, Bitstamp, Uphold, doesn't matter which one. You pass away. Your spouse, your kids, they suspect there's crypto somewhere. Maybe they find an old email, maybe a tax document, maybe a sticky note in a drawer. They contact the exchange, and here is what happens next. The exchange will ask for a certified death certificate, a probate court order, letters testamentary, sometimes a notarized affidavit of inheritance, and proof that the requester is the legal representative of the estate. Every exchange has its own internal process, and in the U.S., the typical timeline is between 3 and 12 months, sometimes longer. During that time, the account is frozen. Your family cannot trade. They cannot withdraw. They cannot even see the full balance in many cases. And here's the part that hurts. If your family doesn't know which exchange you used, the exchange will never reach out. There is no central registry, no unclaimed crypto database like there is for old bank accounts in many states. Your XRP just sits there, quietly, forever. Have you ever told anyone in your family exactly which platform holds your crypto? If the answer is no, pause this video for a second and think about that. Now let's talk about the holders who did the right thing. You moved your XRP off the exchange. You bought a hardware wallet. You wrote down your 12 or 24 words on a piece of paper. You feel safe. You should, until you're not there to use them. A seed phrase is not just a password. It is the entire wallet. Whoever holds those words owns the coins. Full stop. So most people hide it. A safe, a book, a drawer, a hidden box in the basement. And here's the trap. If your family doesn't know that piece of paper exists, they will throw it away. It happens more often than you think. Estate cleaners, adult children sorting through paperwork, downsizing after a funeral, old notebooks, random envelopes, weird strings of words, straight into the trash. There is no recovery, no customer service line, no password reset. No court order in the world can rebuild 24 random words. The James Howells case in the UK is the extreme version of this. 8,000 Bitcoin on a hard drive, thrown out by accident. Years of legal fights, landfill digs blocked by the city, still gone. Now imagine that on a smaller scale, in thousands of American households every single year. Quiet losses no one ever reports. Your seed phrase has to be findable by the right people and invisible to everyone else. That is the entire challenge of crypto inheritance in one sentence. Here's something most XRP holders 45 and up have never considered. When you open a retirement account, you name a beneficiary. When you open a life insurance policy, you name a beneficiary. When you open a brokerage account, you can usually add a transfer on death clause. Self-custody crypto has none of that. A hardware wallet does not ask you who inherits it. A non-custodial XRP wallet does not have a next of kin field. The XRP ledger itself has no concept of a beneficiary. It is pure ownership through control. Whoever controls the keys owns the coins. Period. Now, there are mechanisms that exist. Multi-signature wallets, where 2 or 3 people must sign together. Shamir secret sharing, where the seed is split into multiple pieces given to different people. Crypto IRAs, where a designated beneficiary is built into the account structure, the same way a 401k works. These tools are real. They've existed for years. And according to industry estimates, fewer than 1% of retail crypto holders use any of them. 1%. Meanwhile, the same people have a will. They have life insurance. They have a power of attorney. They've thought about everything else, just not this. If you have a serious XRP position and you've never had a single conversation with your spouse or your adult kids about how they would access it, that is the gap. That is the thing to fix. And if you're watching this and finding it useful, take a second to hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel reach more long-term holders thinking about this stuff. Let's say you've done some planning. You have a will, signed, notarized, sitting with your attorney. Great. Open it. Search for the word crypto. Search for XRP. Search for digital assets. In most American wills written before 2022, none of those words appear. And here's why that matters. In U.S. Probate Court, crypto is treated as personal property. But personal property still needs to be identified and proven. If your will doesn't mention digital assets, your family has to prove 3 separate things. 1. That the crypto exists. 2. That it belonged to you. 3. That they have the legal right to claim it. Without documentation, all 3 are hard, sometimes impossible. The IRS makes this even more interesting. Under Form 706, the Federal Estate Tax Return, your heirs can get something called a step-up in cost basis. That means the coins are revalued to their fair market price on the date of death, which can save your family a serious amount of tax later. But to claim it, they need documented proof of ownership at that exact date. Wallet addresses, exchange statements, transaction history. No documentation, no step-up. Possibly no inheritance at all. The American Bar Association has been publishing guidance on digital asset estate planning since 2024. The legal frameworks exist. Most attorneys just don't bring it up, because most clients don't ask. What about you? Has your estate attorney ever mentioned the words digital asset in a meeting with you? Tell me in the comments. Don't be shy. Here's the part that surprises a lot of people. In April 2026, the Trump executive order opened the door for crypto inside retirement accounts. A huge moment for long-term holders. Then, on May 12, 2026, the Clarity Act passed, recognizing self-custody as a federal right in the United States. That's historic. But neither of these laws, not one line in either of them, addresses what happens to your crypto after you die. Self-custody is now a protected right. The mechanics of dying with self-custody? Still completely unregulated. The SEC doesn't handle it. The CFTC doesn't handle it. The IRS handles the tax side, not the access side. The states handle probate with 50 different sets of rules. So when people ask, Isn't there a law that protects my family? The honest answer right now is there is no specific federal framework for crypto inheritance. The structural mechanics, KYC, seed phrases, custody, proof, are not going to change because Washington passes a bill. They are going to change because you decide, this week, to do something about them. So let's be concrete. 4 structural moves. Not financial advice, not legal advice, just the categories that exist. 1. Document where your XRP lives. Which exchanges, which wallets, which hardware devices. Not the keys themselves, just the map, so your family knows where to start. 2. Make sure at least one trusted person or a sealed instruction held by your attorney knows how the seed phrases can be reconstructed. Multisig, Shamir, sealed envelope. Pick the mechanism that fits your family. 3. If you hold significant XRP for retirement, look into structures that allow beneficiary designation. Crypto IRAs, for example, treat beneficiaries the same way a traditional IRA does. You can find more on that kind of structure through the links in the description. 4. Update your estate documents to specifically include digital assets. Use the language, cryptocurrency, digital assets, private keys, and keep a separate, secure inventory that gets updated, at minimum, once a year. Tools that track cost basis across years can help your heirs claim that step up I mentioned earlier. Again, more on that in the description. None of this requires you to disclose your holdings publicly. None of this requires you to trust a single point of failure. It just requires that you treat your XRP the same way you already treat the rest of your estate. Because the worst XRP loss of your life might not come from a hack. It might come from a silence. A silence your family inherits instead of your coins.